Okay, this is really a continuation of my previous video on creating a discussion board forum. So rather than using the content area, I'm going to use the tool link, and I can use the tool link to choose a tool. And so when I do the tool, I'm going to choose discussion board, and then I'm going to, I'll just call this discussion board. Because this is not going to actually create a forum. Okay, now let's first assume that I have no discussion board forums. I do, because I put them there and I labeled them my forums. So I do have them. But if I didn't have anything, then when I clicked on this, it would actually just give me a blank page here. And then on that blank page, I could click Create Forum, and so let's just call it Q&A. All right, and then right there I would enter my instructions for the forum, and then down here I would enter the dates for the forum. I would enter the grading. Let's just say it's going to be worth 100 points, so I'll do 100. Okay, and I'm not going to grade threads, but let's say again I don't really want to grade it unless I have 10 posts, so I put 10. That way I only grade it for anybody that has 10 posts. Anybody that has less than 10 posts would get a 0. That's why I'm choosing 10 posts. Alright, and then I could put a due date there, and then again, if I want to allow students to subscribe, I click on that. I'm sorry, do not. That says do not. I want to allow students to subscribe, I click on this. And if you just want the link to the post, click on this. If you want the body, which basically a lot of times will show you the question, you can click on that. But you still have to go into the forum to answer the question. But that'll give you a quick link to go into the forum to answer it. And I don't really care about members subscribing to a particular thread, so I'm not worried about that. And again, I'll allow authors to edit their own posts. I'll allow authors to edit their own published posts. I'll allow file attachments. I don't really think you need this, but you can leave it if you want to. I guess if they have a quote or something that they always use, they can do that. And I don't force moderation anyway. Alright, so then I submit that, and it always puts it at the bottom. So you can see this one here is the one we created in the first video, but here's the Q&A there. Now I'm gonna enter that, and I'm going to subscribe. So subscribe to that, and then you'll get all of the responses to come to your email. Now I'm going to unsubscribe just in case, even though I'm going to delete this when I'm done with this video. Alright, and then when a student wants to create a thread, they can do math question, whatever. Now I make sure they're real specific. So what I would have them do is I would actually have them type or paste the problem. So they might say solve, I'll do something real simple just so it's not time consuming. Solve x minus 7 equals 9. Now another way they could do it, if they knew how to use the editor, they could use that and then do it that way. But most students don't know how to use the editor, but you can use the editor to respond to them. All right, so they can either do it with the editor or do it with text, or they could enter an image. So they click here, and then they just browse the computer and find some image. So they would just find an image. Let's see, there's my image. Now that's not a question, but it's really too big. All right, So what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit that image, make it smaller. So I can go into advanced, or is it appearance? Appearance. I'm going to make that smaller. I'm just going to make that 200, and then it'll automatically change that one and hit enter. Now it's wanting me to give a description. So really over here, if you type a description, so that's for accessibility. So you're supposed to type a description. So you can type the description, but I'm not going to. And then there we go. So you can see there's the image. Now, if the image, obviously, this would be a picture or a screenshot of a math problem. It wouldn't be a picture of me, of course. All right, but anyway, let me just show you, and then submit it. So we submit it. Let's see if that'll work. All right, give it some time. All right, so now then a person would go in here, and if they subscribe, they would see that someone asked a math question, and then they could go in there, or the instructor could go in there, and then the instructor could reply, or the person could reply. I've ran into a little bit of a problem. See how it took that equation editor symbol and made it text? I'm not sure why it's doing that, but it could be because of my computer. So basically what I'm going to do is, they had, what was the original problem? X minus 7 equal 9. So I'm going to say, give them the original problem, x minus 7 equal 9, and then I'm going to say x minus 7, and we're going to add 7 to both sides, equals 9 plus 7, and then we're going to get x on the left, and then 9 plus 7 on the right is going to be 16, and then that's going to be the solution. And so then that would be the solution there, and there, then you can click OK. And if there's anybody else that's posted any questions here, you could respond to those students. Okay, now let me go to the grade book. Let me go to the grade center, and I'm over here where you can't see any students' grades, so I'm okay here. All right, now here's my Q&A. Now when I click on edit column information, I'm going to just leave it, the primary display, as score. And since I made it an assignment, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to call it assignment. Come on, tell me, there it is. All right, so I'm going to call it an assignment. And then that way it'll average in with my assignment averages in the course, okay? And then I would hit submit. You can give it a grade center name. If you don't want it to be Q&A, you can actually give it a grade center name, and you can also give it a description. But anyway, I'm just going to leave it like that. And then down here, you want it to include it in the grade center calculations if you're letting the grade center do the calculations. And you can show the this column to the students. That just lets the students see their grade. And if you want the students to see the statistics, like the mean and the median of the grade, you can do this and click yes there. I usually don't do that, but anyway, if that's something you want students to know, you can. Anyway, then you click on submit. Now if you mess up, you can obviously delete the assignment. Let's see, I thought I could delete it from here, but let me go back into the forums. All right, so if you mess up and decide, oh, I don't want that, then go in and delete it. And then you have to, and now when you delete it, it's going to say, do you want to delete the content with the associated grade center columns? And that's true. So you could leave the grade center column, like if you could leave the grades, but then just delete the the forum, I suppose. All right, but I'm going to do this top one here so that it deletes it all. And I'm also going to delete the one that I did in the first video so that I don't have that one. So I'm going to delete that one as well. And I've got to do that the same way. All right. So anyway, that's another way that you can add forums to your course.